The Chinese Coast Guard ships armed with weapons approached the Japanese fishing vessel. The Chinese Coast Guard armed with artillery-like weapons entered Japanese territorial waters near the disputed Senkaku/Diaoyu archipelago in the East China Sea on March 16, approaching the Japanese fishing vessel. The Japan Coast Guard said 2 Chinese Coast Guard ships moved the waters near uninhabited islands at 4:15 a.m. on March 16, joining a group of 2 other ships that had appeared there since March 15, according to the report. Japan Times. It is noteworthy that of the 2 new Chinese maritime vessels that appeared on March 16, one armed with artillery-like weapons approached a Japanese fishing vessel that was being patrolled by Coast Guard ships. Japan protected. The Japanese Coast Guard repeatedly warned, asking Chinese ships to leave the area, and from 10:02 a.m., for Chinese Coast Guard ships pulled out one after another, according to the Japanese government's announcement. In a press release on March 16, Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Katsunobu Kato denounced the move of Chinese ships as completely unacceptable. Activities like this are in violation of international law, Kato said, adding that the Japanese government had opposed the Chinese side through diplomatic channels in both the capital Tokyo and Beijing. Recently, the Japanese Coast Guard has increased the mobilization of patrol boats to protect fishing vessels in the East China Sea. The Japanese Coast Guard is bound by strict regulations on the use of weapons, and by laws that prohibit the force from carrying out military activities. Meanwhile, the new Chinese law came into effect on February 1, allowing the seascape to use all necessary measures against foreign ships. Most worrying is that the Chinese coastline is empowered to drive away ships from other countries, even to use weapons against ships of other countries in areas that Beijing arbitrarily claims. Earlier, on June 6, Chinese maritime vessels also moved into Japanese territorial waters near the disputed Senkaku/Diaoyu archipelago in the East China Sea.